right, guys. So, yes, thank you for staying tuned to Funtastic Fridays. So for the Talk the Ting with Kim segment, we will be discussing the 21st century woman. But before I get into that, I want to remind you guys that we do have a giveaway going on right now. And the numbers for you to send your entries to are 876-212-9824 or 876-462-0919. We're going to veer away from the money topic for a little bit right now to basically talk about the 21st century woman.
And I assume that she also
is also about money.
Making some money at some point.
At some point, right?
Them say woman expensive. I don't know if that's how it's
I
really
will
said.
not agree or disagree.
But
because I am of my gender and I shall represent my gender to the best of my ability.
Okay.
Tasha, his queen, thank you for joining. Wild West, thank you for joining. Dejanay, Mommy, Real Youths Records, Jamaican Fetty. Jamaican Fetty sound like Popo. I don't know. Fetty, Jamaican Fetty. If I'm wrong, let me know.
Yeah.
Lady Love Promo, Georgie Porgy, Pudding and Pie. That was not his name, guys. That was not his name. But we'll put on the Pudding and Pie. Yeah. It is sometimes we connect in here, sometimes we connect in here. Other than that, he likes to pick on me when I'm drinking water. But that's beside the point. Big up on yourself.
I like how you add water this time, but go ahead.
The 21st century woman. And the reason we did this topic is because it's International Women's Day next week, Tuesday.
Are we saying next week though, or Tuesday coming? Yes,
whichever
Tuesday.
one. Same,
it's Tuesday, yeah.
Same, 6 or 1 off does not the other,
yeah.
Right? So on the 8th of March, if it is that you aren't aware, it's actually International Women's Day.
Every March 8th.
Every March 8th. I don't think it changes, actually.
No,
it's some of these days, this one is steady. So I thought that it was best to, start talking about it. Let's not wait until after the day passed. And then it shouldn't even be a specific day only to celebrate women. But guess I'm nothing wrong if we choose this specific time. So to discuss the 21st century woman, let's start with saying multiple women from past centuries have changed the world in many different ways and have also paved the way for women to enjoy many of the benefits that we are enjoying now.
Yeah.
During historical times, the typical and normal way of life for women consisted of achieving many different goals, but still always remained unequal or inferior to men. The historical woman could not vote, could not hold a job outside of the home, or even consider having a place in politics or government. Can't believe them slackness there?
Wow.
Historical women only managed the home, specifically raising the children and all of the homemaking responsibilities, such as cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. Women were not in charge of many things outside of the homemaking responsibilities, and were not allowed to think or speak as freely as they can today. So historical women catered to the men and their every need while ignoring their own needs for freedom, independence, and opportunity. Many important women changed the way women are viewed and the privileges we enjoy today, including giving women rights and opportunities they've never had before. So I say all that to say we've come a really, really, really long way. I don't know if it is that you guys are familiar with our history, maybe not touch upon it little bit along the way, but women really were just for home, wife material, and you just take care of the house, nothing outside of that. Men were the breadwinners. Can I say main breadwinners? They were just the breadwinners, the protectors, providers, all that, and then women just didn't have a place outside of the home. And it's sad to say that in today's society, we still do have that, probably not in the Western world, but a lot of countries in the Eastern world still think like this, still operate like this. And I know that we're still working and going a much further way, but we have some work to put in. Because I remember a few years ago, I don't remember which country it was, but there was a big celebration that this woman was the first woman in that country to get a driver's license. I mean, she crashed shortly after, but that was beside the point. I had to because it was funny. But
you see?
No, I'm not saying it to play down women, but I just found it very funny. Right? But guys, to know that I think it was probably probably more than that. I think so. There was a country in the East, and it was the first woman in the entire nation that earned a drive, or basically drove for it and got it passed.
So what I want to ask for that now, Kim, well, you probably don't know, but I'm saying, was she the first one to apply?
Well, based on the understanding of the reports, because I remember when I did see the headline, it did catch my interest. I went and watched the video and stuff, and yeah, no woman before her was ever allowed to get one.
Okay, so they actually said that okay, we're gonna let women get driver's license.
Yeah, and she was the first one to get approved for it. All right. So we've really come a far way. As I said, in the Western world, we're probably moving a bit faster, but we want the whole world on the same page, all right? So now, bear in mind, this is in no way a feminist discussion, but rather a discussion to motivate and inspire today's women. A discussion to remind us just how far we have come and encourage us to go so much further. The unspoken truth is that many women do not want to be equal to men. Sorry, guys, I want to sing out there. That is the unspoken truth.
Well,
most women understand and acknowledge that we are created differently, and as such, we embrace our differences and femininity. Regardless of the numerous feminist movements around the world, the average woman doesn't feel the need to be compared to men, nor do we feel the need to compete. We know that our strengths differ from the strengths of a man, and that each gender was created to complement the other. So this was based on research. You know, it was saying that the average woman, most women are not out there speaking of, they believe we need to be equal. My personal opinion, let me just drop in my personal opinion.
Because, some ladies out there are there,
No, but the reality is, I don't think we can ever be equal. And when I say that, I don't mean that, okay, one is better than the other. Right. None is better than the other.
Definitely.
But it's just that we all have different purposes. We have different
strengths and different weaknesses.
And exactly. And I think that is what we need to focus on more than, okay, I can outdo you. I can do everything you can do. That is just a waste of time. It's just causing more division instead of just understanding that we were just like how you have two halves to make a whole. That's literally men and women. Right. It's two halves, right? So most women
two and can't clap. I mean
one. You see who was drinking, right? Them say one hand can't clap. Is you, sir? Is you, right? They say one hand can't clap. But we need to just understand that we're created the way we're created for a reason. Right. And it's not for you to be good at everything. Just like how them said, jack of all trades, master of none. That's not the aim. You're not going to ever master none. It's better you just hone your craft.
Why you want to be a master though?
Huh?
Why you want to be a master?
Sir, we're not going into that topic. That's not a part of the topic.
For that. Okay, sorry.
That's not a part of the topic.
All right, so...
But I'm just saying that we need to stop pointing out the differences and trying to compete and just work together. And most women actually think like this. If you were to go on the road and do like a survey, the majority of the women actually agree that we're women and we have these strengths and stuff, and we just stay within that.
What I think happened, Kim, this is my little vibe. Let's say, back in the days, 80% of women were like, yes, we're okay with being housewives, and then 20% said, listen, we need to change this.
Yeah.
And they influenced and spread the word, and they began, a revolution.
Yeah.
And then at some point now, it got to a point where I'm guessing about 70% of the women now are moving away from the housewives situation to say, hey, independence is key, and we need to be doing our own thing, or we're equal with men, and we should all be doing the same thing. And then now, a little bit after, like probably about 5 years of that, let's say about 40% out of the 70 now say, what, we nobody want to compete. We're okay with knowing that we are women, but we just want a little equality when it comes to, when
certain benefits and opportunities, which is fair.
I think that's what happened. Because, it's fair too as well. I think at some point women did want to say everything we should be equal with, but when they realize, boy, some things really actually,
we just not build
they don't want to do.
And that too. There's certain things.
They don't even want to do it.
Because I remember I spoke to a couple a few months ago, actually, regarding a whole different topic. And she was like, listen, what do you think I'm married for? Me not do certain things if I get. She not mow the lawn. She not take out the trash. She doesn't know. She's like, listen, it's one of the benefits, and she's enjoying it. So
and then there's going to be another relationship where the lady don't have no problem doing it.
Exactly.
But the option that they want is just the option to, choose whether or not they want to.
Yes.
Not just to have it set in stone that these are the rules. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's fine. But the important thing of what I was trying to point out is that even though the world feel like there's a man versus woman battle going on right now, majority of the people don't actually feel like, okay, we want to outdo men. You have a group of persons, probably if you're to put percentage, probably 30%.
That's what I said, 30. That's what
probably 30% was the whole 100% really a push for this. We need to be this, we need to be that. And while I can understand some of the movements being necessary, because it has helped,
Yeah.
I think to some extent some groups are moving from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
And now it's a point now where it's like they sort of downplaying men, and that I can't be a part of. I can't agree with that, because men aren't inferior either, not because we'd have to take some time to catch up, but they aren't inferior.
Yeah.
All right. So there is no cookie cutter or blueprint of what a 21st century woman should be, nor is there a specific image or idea that we should all aspire to achieve. The 21st century woman is now consumed with multiple obligations, duties, and responsibilities on a daily basis, sometimes all at once. Women are finally stepping out of their traditional role of only being mothers and a housewife. Now, don't get me wrong, being a mother and a housewife is by no means a bad thing. Motherhood is actually one of the most adored, coveted, valued, and respected roles in life. It could also be said that it is probably one of the most rewarding roles in life. But it is also important to acknowledge the reality that not every woman wants this for themselves. And as such, they should not be forced into these traditional roles due to society's expectation. So being a woman of the 21st century is so amazing because of all the things this century has to offer. Modernization, technology, and medical advancements allow all women to be more intelligent, stronger, self-sufficient, and more important than ever before in history. Women now account for a larger portion of breakthroughs in science, government, and politics. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, we now account for a larger portion of breakthroughs in science, government, and politics. A woman's opinions and thoughts are valued and considered more by men during this century because women are now educated and more informed about the world. A woman is the other half of a whole equation, and the world is finally able to see that during the 21st century. The 21st century woman has a much different and better lifestyle with many different choices.
Well, I mean, because of the movements that have taken place,
Yes.
women are now in
certain
better
roles
a wide array of activities they're involved in. Some probably that they didn't, as I said, have access to training to, but they're now able to learn these things.
Yeah.
Even as you say, something simple such as education.
Yep.
Back in the days that
it wasn't necessary for us because we were just wives and mothers.
So now they are able to do so. So at the end of the day, them are gonna show some advice in here and there. Them gonna have more input nowadays.
Yeah, and our input once upon a time was not valued. Like it wasn't. It's like what you say, stay in a child's place. There was a woman's place as well.
Yeah, but
it was not to suggest any opinions or try to figure anything out. Just understand your place, and we've come such a far way.
Yeah.
So we have to big up all the people that have contributed to that, all the women, even the ones that don't go down in history, like them name don't write down in history. There's also women out there that played their part, and we are able to reap the benefits of this. And trust me, I just felt like we had to celebrate that for this upcoming International Women's Day.
I like it.
So modern women are focusing on themselves and their own lives more than historical women ever have. Goals and opportunities are more abundant now for women. Many women during past centuries never had the opportunity to choose what she would like to wear, eat, or even do for a career. Women were automatically dressing and eating a certain way as homemakers while staying at home to raise children. And yes, guys, I did research on that. That was a thing. All right. So during the 21st century, women are now choosing for themselves what to wear and what to eat.
Yeah.
And though this may look like a simple and insignificant thing, as we seem to take this privilege for granted, or we simply just cannot imagine not having this basic right, this is quite a great accomplishment, and as such, it should never be downplayed. Right? So I remember while writing this today, I was thinking, when I was young, I have 4 brothers, guys, and my mother, whenever she share out the food, I get the leg out of the chicken. I mean, saying my feelings, right? But that was a part of being, I felt downplayed. Like I have 4 brothers, so they get the biggest meats. Then probably I'll get 2 meats, and then because I'm a girl, I shouldn't eat much, and I should be okay with just the wing or the leg.
Before we jump into that, are you the youngest or
no? I'm not
middle?
the youngest.
How many persons younger than you?
3 older, 1 younger.
1 younger. You're gonna get the leg. Kim, I had a bigger brother. And when food I share, I had to get the leg. And then 10 years later, my sister came, and then she started getting the leg. And I upgraded to the tie. So I just have to work with the other Kim.
I used to strike. I used to complain about it because I'm like, so hold on, does it come in name female?
No,
and supposed to be delicate and feminine.
It's about
age
eat
for the
food
legs. Too.
No.
It wasn't an age thing because even when I was getting older and in teenage years, I was still getting the leg.
But then you only could have graduated from the leg when somebody else younger came along. So when
my
the younger
little brother never got the leg.
He never got the leg?
No.
I'm going to look at that. I have a parents teachers meeting.
We need to consult them. My little brother never got the leg. I was just the only girl.
But hold on there. But isn't your little brother like taller than you or something like that?
That's beside the point.
See,
he wasn't always taller than me. He's no taller than me.
Because I think about it, like, they will look by you and say size at the next thing. If I the age or size.
Listen, he's 6 years younger than me, so it took some time for him to be taller than me.
They saw the potential.
So they never gave him chicken leg. Listen, and it's, I mean, I know it wasn't anything that they did to like harm me or hurt me or whatever, but it's just how most people view things, you know, get a woman this, or her plate mustn't too full, or her, you know, or if you eat that, you know, you need to watch
them get 5 dumplings, they'll get 2.
Don't even bring up the dumpling them.
Right. Sorry, guys.
Don't even bring up the dumpling them, because I'm feeling, as Carty said, glad I'm in this century. Carty, I was being treated like this in this century, but that's beside the point, right? So we tend to take this privilege for granted, and I think it's something that we need to just be reminded that we have a whole lot to be grateful for. Right? So these same women are actually able to have a career choice and choose what they would like to do for a living. Modern women are also able to hold jobs that only men could have had during historical times. Women during this century are entering into career branches that have never been done before, like the front lines in military forces. Once upon a time, that was unheard of.
Yep.
Or women becoming mechanics, because once upon a time, only man knew about car.
True.
And you also have women now in construction work. Once upon a time, it's only manpower they want. Literally, it's called manpower. Right? They wanted manpower to get the work done. So women are really like stepping outside of the norm. We have been doing that, and we're continuing to do so. So the career choices that women have during this time are multiple, just as they have always been for men. So during the 21st century, women are strong and independent when compared to historical times because they can do what they want to do. But I want to say that regardless of this, the average woman, contrary to popular belief, also enjoys catering to her man. Now, a lot of people like to talk about, me and mother and me not, we always hear these things, but most women, it's actually one of the things that we just naturally do. This is not seen as women being inferior or less than. It is just a part of our nurturing nature.
I was just about to say that. It's about the nurturing.
Exactly. When a woman truly loves a man, she goes above and beyond in all that she does to ensure that her man is taken care of and that she helps to build him. It's just a part of what we do, one of our strengths, and a major part of how women express their love.
Yeah.
So you see how the woman them talk about, them not do this for man, and you can't find me and do that. Prefer drop down dead before that go on. That is a sign that maybe that woman is not necessarily
suicidal.
Right? It's probably a sign that these women aren't genuinely into you. Because a woman, I mean, I don't know if you can speak from experience, but I can. For myself and women that I know around me, when they really check for a man, I'm not for ask for nothing.
Well, that's true. And as I said, Kim, that is based on the nurture that's within them. But not all of them were raised with that nurture. So some won't see themselves doing it off the bat. You know, some might observe and say, say, boy, if you really want to, ensure that you're supporting the man, that comes in as a part of support. And he would also find a way to support you. So I know that we say mother the man, I know that she be mother. Is just a form of support.
Exactly.
When the guy comes in and come and rub your leg and rub your foot and you've been on your foot all day and all these little things. You ladies be like, oh my, I have to have a romantic man. And not really romantic that be,
Him just check
that is just being a little supportive. Making sure say your foot alright so you can stand again another day. So when you say take care of the man and you give him little food to make sure say him alright and can make it through the day. And I say I'm mad at the man. I just support you. I find a little way to support. Yeah.
And as Curtis said, that is gained, Kim, not automatic. Yeah, I'm not going to say something we get up and do, but you see, when you really, as I said, check for them, it's not somebody I get up tomorrow and say, okay, I'm going to start doing all these things for you.
It depends on the level of yamness.
It's not, but as a thing, it's not even a yammed quality for you to be taking care of your man. Why?
What?
It's not. You're gonna say, if I'm taking care of my man, may I yammed?
No,
that's what you're saying right now.
Let me break it down to you, Kimmie, right?
Uh-huh.
Not all ladies that take care of their man wholeheartedly are yammeds.
Okay.
But when a girl is a yammed, she doesn't have to, be in a full, wonderful, reciprocating relationship.
No, that's a
to take care
different
of the man.
conversation.
So that's what I'm saying. Not all take carers are yammed, but all yammeds are take carers.
I feel confused. I feel confused.
You heard it here, people. Fantastic Fridays. Copyright.
No, take off Fantastic Fridays after that. I feel confused.
No, but it makes sense.
Hold on, repeat it for me.
What you are saying is that Curtis Shakespeare says it's not
gain.
automatic.
It's gain. It's not automatic.
But what I'm saying is when you are a yam, you just start love the man and give all your all.
Okay, fair, yeah.
But not every girl will give all the all. Is yam. Some of them are.
All right, let's see where you come from.
Thank you.
Like, the site is fleeting. Like, I see a point. I see a point. Then, like, 2 seconds after, I question it. But I get what you're saying.
It is clear. So when you see a woman in a relationship and persons might look at a relationship and say, no, sir, I must have made this because she do this and do that for the man. And do.
Yeah.
But sometimes the ladies are in a relationship that she's getting back that kind of energy, so it's no problem for her to give.
And you're just an outsider looking in.
That's correct.
But that's why I just found important to say, because most women like to say that, oh, me not take care of nobody's son.
Right.
And because that's a narrative out there, I want to point out that women actually like to take care of the men when they're really in love. So I never even think about yammed part of the life. Just overall, it's a trait that we have. And whether we are nurturers or not. Because you have some women who are not nurturers, but them ride or die,
Right,
so they may not do the exact nurturing quality, but them dead through thick or thin. So it's just one of the things that I think is a natural trait that women have. And I just wanted to point out that if anybody out there say, boy, them women are really pre them, so it's probably a sign. I mean, it's a sign that maybe either in a very rocky place right now, that could be one of the reasons. Yeah. But women naturally do that. We don't argue about it. We're like, actually, if we find somebody else that do the same thing than feel, we're quicker in our feelings, right? Because I remember that happened to me once. I used to, a long time relationship, used to call and wake up a morning time or whatever. And one day, I think we're in a rough time, and eventually somebody else was calling and waking him up. And I was in my feeling. I was like, so my purpose, So we naturally like to do these things for our partners. If somebody else is doing that for them, we sort of feel like, take my space. So why are you doing that? I'm supposed to be the one that, is there for you in all these ways. So women naturally like to be there. That's not what I was saying.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right.
Sir.
No, I'm just saying. Okay.
That's not what I was saying.
That's not what she said, guys.
I was saying that women we naturally liked
to be there.
Okay, come on, so where you coming all again?
No, I'm not coming anything. You corrected me. I had a vision and you corrected my vision.
But we naturally like to take care of our men, and that is just one of our traits, all right? So no pre-vote, the feminists who are like, take care of yourself, and that's not necessarily how the average woman thinks. All right, so modern women enjoy having their strength even after marriage and having children. Having strength is socially accepted now because a woman is doing things for herself as well as others, like working and or furthering their education while raising children. A woman's strength is very important to her because that is a part of what self-confidence is built upon. Women are finally seen as equals and are respected during this century. They are not considered inferior or beneath men anymore because the times have changed to incorporate a woman's opinion more often than not. So with all this said, the 21st century woman is something to be adored, protected, and celebrated. As women, we should wear our strength, courage, beauty, femininity, vulnerability, and wisdom as a badge of honor, and we should wear it all with pride. We should not aim to compete with, tear down, or slander other women, but rather encourage, build up, help, and empower each other. After all, we are quite the force to reckon with when we are united. Listen, you don't want to take on a group of women. I'm making to know that, right? So don't let anyone define your worth for you, nor determine your value based on whether you are a wife or whether you have children or how many children you have. Never let anyone cause you to feel less than because your goals don't align with what they believe the goals of a woman should be. There are so many women in younger generations that we need to think about and consider, the kind of world that we be leaving behind for them. So let's continue to change the narrative regarding women and continue to break glass ceilings so that the women of our future will be even better than we ever were. All right. So, guys, that is our discussion on the 21st century woman. I just wanted to highlight how far we've come. I wanted to bring us back to a place of gratitude, because we know enough how we would exist today. We couldn't did exist them time there.
Yeah.
Listen, we have a lot of outspoken. I mean, maybe women were always outspoken. Now, when I think about it, maybe we always were. We just weren't given the space to be
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it was there a little bit.
It was probably always there naturally.
They didn't know how to express themselves to that way.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just follow the trend. So now that there's more persons speaking out, then you see the person them coming from the back say, yo, me have something for say too.
Hey, and them add them piece.
Yeah.
Right? But I just wanted us to not... I really hate when people focus on the men versus women thing. I think it's a discussion that does need to completely be eradicated because why are we competing? What we're going? If we do decide which gender is better, what is the prize?
Solitude.
Right? That is the prize. That's not worth it, right? I think most people are looking for them other half, them partner, them whatever, right? So why we are trying to compete for say anything you can do, I can do better, or you're not as good as you think you are? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. It's better we come together and say, yo, how we're going to start out them solution here, how we're gonna figure this out, what you think, and we bounce ideas off each other. That's really what I think we should be doing as men and women.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to continue this. We have so much, the road is long. We have a whole lot more to achieve, but guess what? If we decide to unite, as I said, and no one take on a group of women, we see it in the streets all day, every day. Ain't not safe. So we need to use that unity. We need to use that support and actually do good with it. All right,
folks.
So that is it for Talk the Ting with Kim.
All right, and big up to all of those watching this video on our YouTube page. Big up to you. We're going to go to the 7:30 break. Well, we're going to go to a break.
After 7:30.
When we come up, we do one more giveaway and we wrap up the show. People, Friday. A Friday. We'll be right back.
News Talk 93 FM. Heard everywhere.